So you straight out of Brooklyn, right? How did you make that connection with Pac? That was when he was in New York with Stretch and all those guys. Because I think the first guy I seen rocking it like a hip hop artist of big stature was Tupac.
Yeah. Well, the connection with Tupac came through Stretch. You know, Stretch was from Queens. He used to work with my man AZ. And like Tupac was wearing my clothing all the time, so I really wanted to meet him. You know, back in the days, it was a little bit difficult to get in touch with dudes because no one had cell phones, beepers, none of that. No Facebook, no Instagram, so we had to call the record company. And I met Tupac at the Hotel Nico in Beverly Hills, and we just set it off from there. And when I met him, I just wanted to ask him about doing a clothing ad for me. And the man told me straight up, I don't charge my peoples for nothing because you black. And the man told me everything he's going to do. He visually directed the whole photo shoot within 2 minutes.
Hold up, Carl. We on this show, the big show, we call that a Jopra moment. When we hear some shit we never heard. I never heard a motherfucking artist say he ain't charging because you black. So Tupac Shakur told you, I'll never charge you, you black?
Tupac used to wear my clothing all the time. He wore it in Keep Your Head Up video. He had the Karl Kani on there. He wore it in the MC Breed video, Gotta Get Mine. And many, many videos, he used to wear my clothing. And I never met him before in person. So I really, really wanted to meet him just to gel with him. And finally, when we got to his room at the Hotel Nico, I knocked on the door and he says, come in. It was really weird because he was smoking blunt after blunt in the room. He was typing a script to a movie. And he's having a very intelligent conversation with me at the same time. But it was only one thing. He never looked at me. He never looked me in my eyes. So I didn't really know how to connect with him. But he was having a really good conversation. So finally, room service came to the room. They knocked on the door. I was like, all right, I'm going to ask him now. I said, yo, Pac, like, how much you charge me to do an ad? Then he got real quiet. He ain't say nothing, right? And I'm thinking to myself, damn, I fucked up. I shouldn't have asked him that, right? It felt like an hour. He just looked at me. He's like, yo, you black. I don't charge my people for nothing. And then he says, matter of fact, no, he says, I want one thing. I said, what? Yo, he says, he asked me, can you put Thug Life in some of the ads with me? I'm like, that's it? He's like, that's it. And then the whole ice got broken. Then the other side of Tupac came out. And he's like, yo, I got this idea. I want to do an ad for you on Harlem with no shirt on, sitting on a basketball rim, rocking the Karl Kani, and I want to do another ad in Harlem shooting dice with Thug Life Group. Everything he said happened straight up, just like that.
Wow, I love that. I love when you're a visionary and you could think of something and actually bring it to life. You know, I love doing that with music, with videos, with everything. Sometimes, you know, when I hear music, I know when the record's a hot record or not, because when I hear it, I automatically see the whole video, the concept, everything. Yeah. If I don't see the video and the concept, I'm skeptical about it. Yeah, you know what I mean? Definitely. So when I hear the record, it jumps out at me and says, oh, over here by beach, by this, by Malibu, what we doing there? If I don't see it, it's because it really ain't, you know what I mean, connecting like that.
They connected,
what
yeah.
Was your, so those is the wild days when Pac was getting in trouble and all that.
Yeah.
And when you was with him, you never felt like unsafe or trouble or nothing like that. It was always all good vibes, huh?
Nah, it was always good vibes. He only talked about positive things and building up the community and things like that. You know, Pac was just a different type of dude. I don't know if you remember when Pac got shot in New York, right? He did an article in Vibe magazine when he first got out. And they asked him a question. They said, yo, Pac, like, how did you know you got shot? How did you feel when you got shot? And he said, you can quote, it's in the Vibe magazine article. He says, I didn't know I got shot, but I could feel the heat of the bullet pierce through my Karl Kani drawers. Just like that. He found a way to mention what he was wearing in that moment of talking about when he got shot. Like, the dude is so real beyond anything belief. And Tupac's one of the main reasons why our brand is what it is on the international market, because they worship him like a god over there in international market in Germany, Switzerland, Amsterdam. And every time you Google a picture, you see Tupac wearing Karl Kani. So